My stepfather mocked my trauma, so I told him he won't be a part of my future.
Cutting you out.
My stepfather, male 51, and I, female 19, have not had a necessarily good relationship. Even before he married my mother, we tolerate each other. Considering we have one thing in common, my mother and his wife, being an important part of our lives. I have lived with my mother's stepfather and sibling since I was 16. He has very specific rules of living in his house, which I follow. I also pay rent now, because that just makes sense since I'm an adult.
Okay, hopefully it's not like a fourth. It's maybe, a couple $100 a month, hopefully.
She pays rent in the form of a dance routine.
Little TikTok dance?
No, like a TikTok dance.
Huh?
What kind of TikTok dance?
I'm getting off on the wrong foot here.
I really am. Let's bring it back. She does. Oh, what's a really cool dance?
She does tarot reading. She does
the bird dances. The bird dance.
The birds of paradise.
The
mating dance.
On my way to Chicago, where I was all alone.
These rules, since I was 16, have gotten really strict over the years. The point he argues with me over the littlest mistakes I make. That's fine. But these days he tries to find anything to argue with me about. Not just the rules. He starts the arguments when he knows I'm the only one in the house, or if my mother is not around. I tend to just stay in my room, cook food when he's not home, or just stay out studying, or at a friend's house, to avoid conflict. His native language and mine are not the same. The language here is my second one, so I don't like arguing, since I can't express myself well. You can always express yourself with dance. Dance argument.
Have you seen those kids? They dance fight?
Yeah. Those are just the coolest people that can dance battle. Have you seen the guy that, it looks like he's going to do a backflip and then he just doesn't?
What? No.
Yeah, it's like he looks like he's in a backflip and it looks like he messed it up, but then he lands on his back and worms out of it. Yeah, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'll never be that cool. Guys, this is a weird start to Wednesday, okay? The arguments have been happening more frequently, to the point he does it in front of my mother too. I can tell she is uncomfortable seeing it, but doesn't add to the situation because she doesn't want to pick sides. He uses the language against me while arguing, telling me not to speak my native language in the house either, whether to my mother when I don't know a word in the language spoken here, or when I'm calling my dad, since he only speaks our native language. Hey, I would only talk to him in that language from now on.
That's aggressive. Has he not learned yet?
Exclusively.
Are you comfortable?
A little.
Got a lot of hate in your heart tonight.
I don't know. Some people have been telling me I'm savage.
I guess so.
This, coupled with other things happening, has put me on edge. Tell me about it. By the way, this comes from Box444. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley.
I'm Keon.
We're going to read this story and we know exactly what's right and what's wrong. Our opinion
what's left
is the golden pinnacle of information. And if you think that's true, I love you. Anyway, we have our own opinions about stuff. We're going to say them. You get to say your opinions in the comments. We get to read it. It's a little forehead kiss for you. Guys, if this is your first time here, you might not pick up on the nuance that that's not how we usually do our intros. I work and study. Last week, I was getting ready for work, a late shift, and only my stepfather was home. I was putting my things in my bag, and he came over to start an argument over catching my mother and I having talked in my native language the day before. I spit on him. He argued that we should not speak in a language he doesn't know because we could be talking bad about him. We weren't talking about him, but about how I wanted to change workplaces. The same company, but in a different town. But he didn't believe me. We even switched languages to his when he came into the living room when it happened. The argument got heated and words were thrown around on both sides. He said something very left field that he knew I didn't like discussing, a traumatic incident when I was 15 years old, and I was so angry that I said he now had no place in my future. My future wedding, he would not attend, but my mother could. My future children, he would not be a grandfather to, but my mother would be a grandma.
Yeah, actions have consequences, and you have the total right to do that.
I love that. I love this. He's like, you guys could have been making fun of me. And also, remember that thing that happened to you when you were 15? You just go, wow, no more in my life.
Yeah, that's Such a low thing to do as a man, as a 51-year-old man that's supposed to protect and be a father figure. Very low fruit, man. Come on.
Yeah.
She's
Come
19.
on.
She's 19, dude.
Like, well, how do I know you guys are making fun of me?
Goodness gracious.
Won't anyone think of the 51-year-old man in this situation?
Why do you care what a 19-year-old girl thinks about you, bro? That's your stepdaughter.
Yeah.
You should have more security in that.
I would honestly have just been like, I can tell you bad. I can call you whatever I want to your face. I don't have to pretend like I don't want you to hear.
Yeah, it's a very, very toxic thing. Very toxic.
God, I'm so glad I didn't have any toxic.
I'd be like, oh, a 19-year-old's mocking me? Guess what? I have to pay for
I'm not
health
going to
insurance.
go find them.
Yeah, but I have to pay for health insurance. Joke's on you.
I'm so glad my parents were nice because I would have been such a bad way.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, dude. I would have been.
Yeah, you would have been like me.
Oh, I would have been.
Dang.
Like, I can't imagine hearing this and not being like, oh, well, I'm going to make both of our lives miserable now. It's like, oh, I'm not allowed to speak in my native language to my own father. I guess we're at war permanently, and I'll never stop.
Goodness gracious. I think if this happened to me, I would just, honestly, probably wouldn't say anything. I don't do well with confrontation. I'm just like, cool.
But dude, at 19, a teenager,
Yeah, still.
bro, he told my mother, hey, he told my mommy on me, who for the last week has been tiptoeing around it. I feel bad for her as she's caught in the middle of this, and I apologize to her. And I know I'd been way too harsh on my stepfather, but I don't want my future to be filled with more arguments, especially not on special things like a possible wedding or kids. I will be moving out soon, since that's been my plan for the last few months. I finally found an affordable apartment, and maybe that will relieve some tension. Am I the a-hole?
I will say, my mom and I, we were all right, but whenever it was my senior year of high school, we were pretty like this all the time because she was coming to the consistency of, oh, my son is leaving, and I have to be okay with that as a mother. My first son is leaving. I have to somehow figure that out. And I was like, why are you giving me such a hard time? Leave me alone. And my dad, everyone in the house felt it. Whenever I left, it was a rough year or so, but now we are good. We had an adult conversation this morning. And and I have a beautiful relationship with my mother.
A nice adult conversation.
But we had a good relationship, and we still had tension. You have a bad relationship with your dad. It doesn't really, since he's your stepfather, it doesn't really sound like he's your father.
Yeah, no.
There will always be that step in front of it.
He's literally telling her you're not allowed to talk to your dad in this house because you have to speak your native language. And I don't permit that.
You can't speak your native language.
I'd be like,
Can't talk to your mom, yeah. That's weird. Really weird. You should embrace it. That's a part of your culture. That should be something that's celebrated in your household.
Truly.
That's why we always have moonshine all the time in my household. I'm just picking. We don't. That great grandpa's house we did.
We got some comments.
Let's go. Oh wait, the lawyer princess says, same here, Dakota. My mom raised me with so much kindness because my level or emotional and mental intelligence combined with my stubborn, vindictive streak, I would have been a monster. And that's why you're a lawyer.
Yeah.
Because you use that for good.
Yeah, we would have been the kids that like get sent to military school, and then military school sends us back, and they're like, we can't do this. Those without info say not the a-hole. You are an adult, and he has no business trying to tell you what you can and can't do. Does he try to isolate your mother also, or is it just that he doesn't want you to talk in your native language? OP says, in the house, in the middle of the street, we have general rules we have to follow, and also just specific rules for us, too. Both my mother and I aren't allowed to speak in my native language if he's around. Then we have to speak in his language. Ute lawyer says, not the a-hole, but you need to just learn how to gray rock. Just because your stepfather is trying to start an argument doesn't mean you need to respond. That is true, but OP is 19. But all of that was true. OP says, generally I try to leave arguments, but we have an open door rule. So if I leave to my room, he will come in to further it. And he'll just follow you around.
He's just like, all right, leave the door open because I'm bored and I want to just bother you.
Bro, what?
Fight back! Hey, fight back! Hey, what are you doing? Fight back!
It's what's that meme of a picture where it's the lion roaring and it's just like a dog or like an animal just like.
Dude.
It's too late. Our argument is over. For I have posed you as the seething chimpanzee, while I am the smug retriever.
I think moving out's gonna be your best bet right now. This is
Yeah,
toxic.
It's the monkey. Yeah.
Toxic. Guys, if you guys have been in a weird toxic relationship in your life and you had to move out, please let us know down below. Katie says, my stepdad survived the teenage years of 3 girls. He's earned the title of dad 3 times over. That's what a stepdad should be. Right there.
That one.
Yes.
Oh, it's a monkey.
It's a monkey.
I do that to Dakota a pretty good bit. I can get him doing that.
Bro,
and I'm
you've
over
done
there.
that to me with legit. Like, I'll always remember you.
This was you
when
guys
you were
playing hide and seek
crying,
today
and
with
I
me.
was just like, no, no, he's not. He's lying. And then it was like somehow you rage baited me with genuine like sorrow.
Yeah, it's because I never show that.
This was you guys playing hide and seek with me today.
Yeah, never gonna do that.
So, OP continues. Instead, I usually just leave the house if the arguments get heated, but before I move out, I'll try the gray rock method. Fast responsibility says, sadly, your mom has failed you. She should have chosen you, her child, not the immature person she married. Her silence is her choosing his comfort over you. Well, I think let's not rope mom into it. OP says, my mother has known him since they were teenagers. He was actually her first boyfriend back then, but he broke up with her back then, and they re-met at a school reunion when my parents were still married, though she did divorce my father a few months afterwards. Oh, no. Oh.
That doesn't sound
Oh,
good.
toxica.
That is pretty toxic. I don't like the origins of this relationship.
Yikes. Yeah, it's really bad.
And that's probably why your stepdad doesn't like you. He's like, there's a
It's
history.
definitely why he doesn't want you talking to your father.
Yeah.
Yeah, a product of another relationship.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson taking. Vast responsibility says that it's no excuse for how he treats you and her silence. You deserve better from your mom. He says, I know it's not an excuse, and I'm not at all trying to justify my mother's side. I just wanted to put context on my stepfather and mother's relationship. It's one of the main things that set off alarm bells in my head when I first learned of him 6 months after my parents divorced. When my parents started the divorce, I didn't know at the time that they were together. I asked why my dad was crying. I was 12. I was a kid. He said he missed my mom, and I said it's okay to miss her. And I did too, since she wasn't home, not knowing there was a divorce happening. My mom knows very well I didn't agree at all with the way she did it. She blindsided my father, left her 2 kids, and moved in with a new family, of course. As a kid, I was more than just hurt. Pale Cranberry says, not the a-hole. He's trying to make it unbearable for you to stay because if you leave voluntarily, he can shrug and swear to your mom that he's not the bad guy who booted you out of the house. OP says, I'm signing the lease for the apartment I've been wanting tomorrow. It's in my budget range, thankfully, and we'll be moving in towards the end of the week. But until then, I've been staying with a friend.
Holy cow.
Wow.
That is a jump in time right there in that update.
We got to update a year plus
Also,
later.
congratulations on moving out at 19. I wasn't able to do that. I was still relying on my parents, and finding an apartment within your range at 19. Congratulations. I hate that you have to grow up a little faster now and you don't have the luxury of time on your side and you kind of have to work, but you know, down the road that will work. That's crazy. Just, that's so miserable.
The craziest thing is seeing how your mom treats it. Like
You
your
putting
mom,
up with it? Yeah, that's
yeah, your
wild.
mom's just like, that's just how it is.
It could be, you know.
It's just who he is. It's always a tough one. You can't even have an actual genuine conversation with your dad
Mom's a little
on-
toxic, bro.
on like, hey, I feel uncomfortable here. And yeah, your mom,
Mama's toxic.
Yeah.
Toxica.
there's a lot of different factors in here of why this is actually a thing.
There's an update. It's been a while, but I decided I should update. I did end up moving out, Billy Joel, and got an apartment. But a few months later, I moved back to my home country. Thankfully, with a smooth transition on my studies, too. I'm also in therapy, which has helped me deeply. It's been great to see my father, brother, and extended family again. After I moved out, I cut off all contact with my, at the time, stepfather. Yes, at the time, because my mother's currently divorcing him.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Let's go.
She went to another reunion.
Found someone else.
Is she going back to your dad?
No, he's still in our home country. It's probably the...
You never know.
I sure hope not.
It's been a year. A lot can happen.
I'm not sure what finally got through to her about him.
Maybe it was you leaving.
Yeah.
I was going to say, when I moved out, I didn't give my mother my new address in fear of her telling him where I lived. I'd meet up with her occasionally in public, but very limited, as at the time, she still agreed with him about his actions. And by the way, I agree you should take action. To listen to full episodes of stories like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to podcasts, all you have to do is search OK Storytime, and boom, you're going to find us. And then you can listen to your heart's content in the car, in your room, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, at work.
As long as you get signal somewhere. Or you could download it and listen to us wherever, really.
You could download it. You could download our whole archive. You just need like a couple hard drives.
If it's audio only, one hard drive.
That's a good point. We have a little more story here.
Man, oh man, time tells the truth in this situation. I'm glad your mom got out of it, though. I feel like in these situations, the mothers stay for way too long than they're supposed to.
Yeah, it's, that always sucks. I've got friends like that where it's like, oh, I love my mom. It was like she just is in the worst relationship. It's like, why does she stay with that guy? It's like, I don't know. X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. It's very situational, but I'm glad that you were able to move out. You're with your family now, and that guy's out of the picture. Let's freaking go.
Let's go.
Yeah, but
spam W's in the chat.
now you're an adult, and you don't have him in your life. You don't have to deal with him.
Big time adult.
Adult. Paula Abdult. So, OP says she did eventually apologize. But that apology came quite a bit later, around the time I was moving countries. Our relationship won't be what it was when I was younger, and I don't think I'll be comfortable mending it to that old standard. I found out when she apologized that before she divorced my bio father, she did, in fact, cheat on him with my stepfather, though I wasn't surprised, and neither am I.
Wait, who's your real dad?
Dude, that happened.
Who's your real dad?
What are you talking about?
Bro is on to nothing.
Have you not heard any ages in this?
Did he go back in time?
Although I was not surprised, it was disappointing to know. So, in a way, my words from before were true. He won't be in my future. I cut him out. And legally, he won't be my stepfather either in the near future. So life's good. Good study, good country, good apartment. Have time with my father and brother, and even seeing someone at the moment. Ooh. Thank you, everyone. That's all. And there are some comments. Crazy Dre says, she doesn't deserve the right to ever speak to you again after what she's been doing for year after year. By giving her any access to you, you're telling her she had the right to do what she did and doesn't need to be held accountable for it. Opie says, that's one of the things I'm working on in therapy. Cutting contact fully is the most likely route I will go, but first I need to understand my feelings fully and recognize everything properly that happened. It takes time, but I'm focused on myself now and keeping my peace. Thank you for your insight. I do understand what you're saying. And that is the end of that story.
All right. Sick.
Therapy. Going to therapy and then cutting off my mom. That's what I'm doing. There's nothing wrong.
I love my mom when I was a child, but I grew up and saw all of her faults, and it's not that good of a time.
It wasn't mild.
It wasn't mild.
I put the sauce on Dorito and it wasn't mild. It was spicy. It was way too spicy for me. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts my gullet.
Oh, this is that was your mom whenever she was cheating.
You got a dirty dance and I'm gonna sell it.
Wow. All right. I told my wife that her long-lost daughter should move out.
Yeah, tell her, get long lost, all right?
I, 38 female, met my wife, 40 female, about 10 years ago. Instant connection. This is a J with a G. This is a J with a G couple.
No, it's actually a thespian with an L.
Thespian with an L.
They're two women.
Thespian with an L. Couple, take out the
So
TH.
they're lesbians.
Thank you. We had a child. We both had children. I had Emma and Opal. Are they like 80? What are these names? My wife had Simon and Ruby.
What are they, 80? No, they're just thespians.
I had full custody of my children. My wife did not. Her ex used his finances to bury my wife in court. She was given visitation. She barely saw her kids. When visits were scheduled, something always came up and they'd cancel. So she was elated to have my kids and treated them like they were her own. When we got married, she saw her kids even less. I watched her world erupt when families shared wedding videos of her ex and his new wife, where Ruby made a speech about being happy to finally have a mother. When Simon turned 18, he found my wife and told us that their dad lied about her to keep them away. After that, we did everything to talk to Ruby and explain.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's not Ruby's fault.
No, she was mind-washed. During this time, Simon visited us weekly and became a loved member of the family. Ruby never reciprocated any of our efforts, though, even after she turned 18. This is where I began to question, would I be the a-hole? By the way, this comes from Gay Mom of 6, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Riley.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Keon.
And we're going to listen to this story and commentate on it, but we don't have all the answers. We're just going to be goofy. Add what you would like to down below.
That's right.
Yeah, we're listening to the story.
Opie says, my wife and I's house now consists of us and Opal, 15 female, thank you for clarifying, Emma, 12 female, Bria, 6 female, and Felix, 9 male, he's going to fix it, with Simon, 22 male, visiting often. Holy cow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, skip to my loot. Well, she did say gay mother of 6.
3 months ago, Ruby, 20 female, showed up in tears saying that her dad kicked her out. We let her stay overnight, and when nothing had been resolved, by morning, we agreed for her to live with us. 5 children with 1 visiting often under your roof. How is your grocery bill looking?
Yeah. Do we have enough sustenance for all of these life forms?
We just go to the Ostco and just get plentiful stuff.
The Bosco?
The Bosco with a C.
Yeah, isn't that that's the funniest thing to me? People in Jangs with a G, they don't want to say the words that start with the first letter of their opposing Jang. So they call cookies bookies. And it's like, what are you, literally 8 years old? It's like the dumbest thing of all time. Done by the most scary, intense people. Like, yeah, we don't say words that have that letter in them. Like, anyway, that was just a side tangent.
I was seeing if Keon knew what you were talking about.
I was just trying to say, like, Crips and Bloods. Bloods won't say words that start with C.
Oh!
They'll replace the C with a B. That's why they call Compton Bompton.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And it's like literally some 6-year-old level stuff. It's just so funny to me.
Good for them, dude. My wife's ecstatic. It's been the happiest I've ever seen her. She tells everyone that she has her long-lost daughter back. Oh, I have some reservations. Ruby has no respect for me, always saying that I'm the reason her mom lost custody, despite I didn't enter the picture until afterwards. She constantly uses my things without asking and often ruins them. I'm worried about her siblings. Since Ruby moved in, my other children have come to me crying that Ruby says hurtful things to them, including telling Emma she's not really my wife's daughter, and she shouldn't call her mom because she's a stepchild, taking Opal's belongings and claiming that her mother said that she could have them because she is older, making fun of Felix for being adopted. Recently, we noticed Bria's behavior towards Opal, Emma, and Felix has turned very ugly. When I asked her why, she told me that Ruby said they aren't really her siblings and she doesn't need to be nice.
Huh.
Ruby is 20. I think she is the Trojan horse here. I don't think your dad actually kicked her out. She's coming in here to implode the family.
Ruby's not being a real gem right now.
Yeah, I think that's a good theory. She's kind of
Penis.
What?
Peak cinema.
Peak cinema analysis.
Come on. Keep up.
He's Mr. Penis over there, actually. Mr. Peak Cinema Analysis.
That's right. Thank you, Miss Penis.
I'm his wife. Yeah, I think given that she is a full-grown adult, you can sit her down and be like, this is absolutely unacceptable and you need to leave.
Yeah.
You need to try to have that, which it probably won't work because she's been poisoned against her mother by her dad, but maybe have a sit down with Simon and her and be like, hey, so we've heard the things you've been saying. I understand that you went through a lot growing up without me, growing up with your father, but he lied to you.
Yeah. So he continues, I'm furious anytime I talk to my wife about it. She says Ruby has trouble adjusting because she wasn't given a chance to be a part of our family due to her dad. I try to be supportive, but it's impacting our younger kids. Would I be the a-hole if I explained to my wife that because of the way Ruby acts towards her siblings, that I don't feel comfortable with her staying? and request that she move out. I don't care that my wife has a relationship with our oldest daughter, but not at the cost of our other children. We have an update. This is a tricky one.
I mean, you have one bad apple. It ruins
One
the
bad
batch.
apple that just got here.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say that that's wrong, but I think instead of phrasing it as like she needs to go now, I think it needs to be like, for the sake of our other kids, you need to at least try to address this.
Time out.
And change it.
Time out. You mothers are older. You guys are smarter. Let's think this through. Okay, Survivor. We play Survivor with the kids. Hey, guys.
We are not
We
doing
do
this.
not have that many bedrooms. We're going to play games and see who can stay on the island.
We are not having a Lord of the Flies here.
And then at the end of
But
this...
Ruby's 20.
Listen.
One of them is 9.
We play games, and then at the end, we can all vote who we want them to move out. You give them the games to make it seem like it's fair. And then Ruby gets a lot of screen time because she's doing good at the games, but at the end, she gets voted out of the island.
Yeah,
I
Ruby,
think
the
that could
20-year-old who's brand new, has no real relationship, making everything really bad. Yeah.
And she
Yeah,
gets
you know,
the win of the audience because she's good at the games, but at the end, we find out she's terrible for actually living in the house. Penimus.
The House of Penimus?
No, Penimus. This is Penimus.
The house that Penimus built.
Yeah. No, it's just peak cinema, what I'm talking about. This Survivor.
Oh, that's
Survivor Kids.
Penema.
Penema. All right, sorry. Yeah. What do we think about that? Should we play Survivor with the kids?
No.
Yes. No?
Stop being
what should
not
they
fun,
actually
Keon.
What should they actually do, Keon?
Beat her up.
She is 20.
Let them fight.
She is 20.
Let them fight.
If the kids all ganged up on Ruby and just savagely walloped her, I don't think...
Real Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, the kids don't get any of that on their permanent record. As soon as they turn 18, that gets expunged.
Yeah.
It takes a very specific court order to open up your juvenile record. So I think, yeah, just like tell the kids that they are
lock the
allowed
kids-
to do whatever they want
Yeah.
to Ruby.
Goodness gracious.
No.
Here's a half-inch wrench pipe. Get after it.
No.
Just
Here's
construct
Ruby,
a
here's a
small
pool noodle.
wrestling
The kids
ring.
have sharp things.
Get
Have
after
fun.
it.
Survive.
Just give them sharp sticks.
No. But actually, I feel like have that conversation. Let's go on. Yeah. Let's be realistic.
And we have a pro mom that just commented in the chat. First, moms need to talk to each other and make a game plan. Then talk to the daughter together as a united front. Amy Dean, as a mom, you never let one kid bully the others.
Yeah, I agree. But not just the moms, though. Simon should be in there because he's the brother that was figured out he got brainwashed. So that will help Ruby to maybe be less brainwashed.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. All right.
Penimus.
Updates. I spent most of the night unable to sleep while reading through all of the advice you kind people have offered. I really appreciate all of your insights. It is easier to talk to strangers than it is friends. I had it written down what I was going to say to my wife. She woke up, we had coffee, and began to talk about things. Before I could really say more than 2 sentences, our 12-year-old Emma burst into the room in hysterics about finding something she found on Opal's computer. Oh no.
Oh.
It turns out that while Emma was using Opal's computer for homeschooling with Opal's permission, a bunch of Facebook messages popped up from Ruby to Opal. She read through them and immediately went to find us. Opal didn't want us to read through them, but online safety, unfortunately, had to trump her privacy. Friends, the amount of disgusting, inappropriate, and downright nasty comments Ruby wrote to her little sister, I was sick to my stomach. They ranged from telling Opal that she hated her and would never call her sister, to telling my sweet 15-year-old how fat and ugly she was. My daughter struggles with her weight on a daily basis, and so much more that I refuse to write. At this point, I'm just thinking, did Ruby even have a good childhood growing up with her dad?
I doubt it.
I feel like Ruby's one of those people who's like, don't, you know what? Might as well just bring down the ship,
And now, just like you were saying, with sort of the pointy sticks, this is like you just break the pool cue in half, and you say, "We're gonna have tryouts."
It was a wild time.
Yeah.
Great movie. These messages date back from just a week or two after Ruby moved in.
Wow, she came in here. She knew it. No, she's not like a teenager.
Yep.
She's a full-grown adult.
Yeah, she's
she
20.
knew what she was gonna be doing.
Guys, we're not even halfway through. This is wild.
She came in here, is like, I'm gonna alpha this house, and I'm also gonna burn it down.
And the most recent ones were from this morning.
Dang.
My wife couldn't deny a thing because they were timestamped, and a click through the account showed it was without a doubt Ruby.
This is also a really great opportunity to teach Opal how to block people.
There we go. I like that.
Cyberbullying doesn't work when you just block people.
Thanks, Tyler, the creator.
I tried to call Ruby down to the kitchen to talk, and she came down. My wife was speechless and couldn't look at her. Emma began screaming at Ruby for talking to her sister like that. Ruby began screaming at everyone that we all hated her and that she knew we didn't want her here. Opal was crying hysterically. Even Bria and Felix looked terrified. I tried to talk to her about how those messages crossed the line, but my blood was boiling. My wife just sat there like she was stunned. I told Ruby that I wanted her to stay in her room for a little while until I could think of what to say, and she told me that I wasn't her mom and that she didn't need to listen to me. My wife stayed silent as Ruby took the keys to her car and went for a drive, and then my wife locked herself in our room. I've called Simon, but he's speechless as well and doesn't know what to suggest other than asking her to leave like the rest of you have. I'll try to update you later when my wife comes out of her room or Ruby comes home, but I agree with you all. This can't go on. Update 2. Yeah, she's out.
She's doing this, she's afraid of being abandoned and that people don't like her. So she's taking control of the situation by making sure she does something that will make everyone not like her.
It's a self-sabotage.
Yeah.
But she's like, yeah, it's not
the
good.
self-fulfilling negative prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The things you tell yourself reinforce behaviors. If you're telling yourself you're a bad person, the choices that you come in front of, you're going to make bad choices. But if you're telling yourself, I'm great, I'm funny, I'm successful, you're going to make choices that are great, funny, and successful.
True, but it's
Positive
easier said than done, and especially when you're going into a new environment and
Well,
she's
yeah.
like, everyone hates me, everyone hates me, everyone hates me, but you know what? I hate them too,
But
and I
Keon,
hate this.
that comes from a place of a good foundation. If you
Which-
if her dad did a good job of
Yeah.
laying down a great foundation of reinforcing, hey, you were beautiful, you were smart, you were intelligent, you can do things, she wouldn't be acting this way. But with what we see with her words, it looks like, oh, you were told you were ugly. You were told that you were fat. You were told that you weren't good enough. You were told that you're not even a sister. You were told you weren't even good enough to have a mom, and your mom left you because
Of you.
of you.
I guarantee you at some point Dad whipped out you're acting just like your mother.
Just like your mother. And that's why he kicked her out. And so she's stuck in there. There's so much therapy that needs to happen, so much healing in her heart, so many of these things. I pray that Ruby finds a way through it, but she's just really hurt. And you guys opened your arms and took her in, but now she's imploding the family, and you need to remove her. I mean, it's a little too late. She doesn't look like she needs help, but this poor child, this is a product of horrible parenting.
Yeah, now the kids, just give all the kids sticks and let them handle it. That's how people used to do things, and and everyone was fine when the situation was just handled with sticks.
Yeah. Hey, let's put a bundle of sticks underneath this woman and light it on fire.
And nothing bad happened ever again.
I envy you, Ken. First time I whooped his butt and won. Just had one sibling, so I always lost. At least I didn't. Okay. Anyways, update duo. I definitely want to make it clear that my intention is not to punt Ruby out onto the street. So many people have messaged me concerned about that, and I want to clarify. I will not punt her out without a plan in action first. She's still our child, and no matter what is happening, I still love her very much. On to the update. OP, super proud that you were showing unconditional love to a child that is really in desperate need of it.
Yeah, but you also got to show you're an adult.
That's love.
Yeah. It's a little bit of tough love.
Love isn't, let me make you happy, let me make you the best ever. It's showing disciplinary action when needed.
I might get a little flack for this. I think if you boot her out of the house and she's got a car, she's not even homeless. At 20, that's basically housed.
Yeah. I contemplated living out of my car.
She can fit, and if living out of your car at 20 doesn't make you start to figure out where did I go wrong here, then we've got more problems. But you should be able to get out of that at 20.
Dakota, I don't think she has the critical thinking skills to see or be able to analyze herself to understand that, oh, there is something wrong. I really do think she's like good heaps of therapy to be able to get to a point of self-analyzing. Because even if we did put her on the street and put her in a car,
Then what?
I hope that would make her clarify, but I think it would just reinforce everything. Like, oh, my own dad doesn't want me, my own mom doesn't want me.
Nobody wants me.
To a normal person, that would work. But this poor child, I don't even know. She was brought into a house when she had nothing else to do and she was imploding. I don't know. I hope that might work. If that was a solution, I would totally take it. But I don't know.
Maybe she needs to get cyberbullied.
Here, take some of your own medicine. Huh. On to the update. Simon ended up coming over shortly after lunch. I know we're in the pandemic, but he's the only person that comes over to our house, so I'm sure it's okay. He's been a godsend. He will try to talk to his mother, who was still in our room by that point, about how we both misunderstood her position and how difficult it is, but that she needs to focus on our other 4 children and how this is impacting them. She was receptive to him, but still told us that she needed more time before she can work through what had happened. The things she wrote to my 15-year-old were definitely comments that broke my heart. Simon and I sat down with the 4 younger children for an open and lengthy discussion about their older sister, where I asked them to all tell me everything that she had said to them or done to them. I found out more details that truly broke my heart and further my stance on that she cannot continue to live here with our children. I followed what a lot of you suggested and went through my children's social media accounts and blocked her on all of their accounts, as well as any phone or tablet messaging app. Our youngest 2 have messenger apps so they can keep in contact with just our family or their closest friends. She will not be able to call, text, message, or look at any of their profiles, and I am firm on that. She has lost the privilege to be able to speak with her younger siblings without a parent or Simon present. Great first step. I love that.
Yeah, protect the children first.
I also asked the children what they would like me to do. Almost all of them said they didn't want her to live in our house anymore. The only exception was Bria. She said that I should ground her and take away her stuff. That is really sweet.
She's 20.
Yeah, I was going to say
Are
that.
we ignoring that this is a grown
Yeah, but that's
Bria's
a child.
kid.
adult?
Bria's a kid, though.
Bria's like, that will teach her. And like, because that would work on Bria.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not going to work on Ruby.
I don't think Bria understands.
What is she, a child?
She's 12? Oh my gosh. Interestingly enough, or heartbreakingly enough, was that Opal echoed a lot of what you all were saying in regards to getting her own apartment. It seems as though my 15-year-old, who has every right to feel however she wants about Ruby, still wants her older sister to be safe and healthy. We cannot afford to rent an entire apartment for Ruby to live in, and even though she does work a part-time job, we know she can't afford a place on her own. I also do not feel comfortable with sending her to live in a room to rent with strangers. I want her to be safe. Simon, once again, a godsend, has come up with the solution that his sister can stay with him for the time being until we can figure out this whole thing. He said that way she's safe and cared for. My wife and I can still visit her if she'd like, and the younger children are protected. Yeah, Simon can also, he has a little bit of thicker skin and won't put up with it. That's probably the best case.
Shout out Simon Says. Simon says, I'm going to fix this. And then he did.
Simon says, I can fix that.
Simon said, let the beast stay at my place.
I will, Tana. Good boundaries, OP. Yes. I've been texting Ruby most of the day to request that she come back home so we can discuss what happened. And she's been ignoring my texts and immediately hanging up every time I call. It's about 11 at night and she hasn't returned. My wife is still taking time to herself to cope, though she said she supports the idea Simon and I came up with. And Simon and I are just waiting for Ruby to return to the house so that we can all sit down and discuss moving forward. If she doesn't return tonight, I think just pack her bags.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so.
Just here are your things for the night. We're moving you to Simon's house. I want her to know that this behavior isn't acceptable, but that she is still our daughter, and I'm willing to give her a chance to go through therapy and for us to support her through her feelings. It can't just be in the same household as the younger children. Not yet. Update 3, Ruby came home. This is great boundaries. I love these steps. These are important steps.
We're taking one step at a time. There's no need to rush.
Whenever Ruby comes home, let's make sure all the kids have a stick. They're lined up at the door. When she comes in, they just one at a time.
And then she goes through the whacking tunnel.
Dude, remember the backpack tunnel? that went viral a little bit ago, a few years ago, where there's a tunnel and these kids would have backpacks and they would run through and they would just hit them with their backpack.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
That was horrible. Do you remember that, Keon?
And they were just loaded up with stuff.
Bricks, books.
No.
You don't remember that?
Kids are savage.
I went to an all-boys Catholic school.
I'm different than everyone. I went to an all-boys Catholic school.
What does that have to do with anything? You were not in the all-boys Catholic school a couple years ago.
I'm 30. I'm half Filipino. I have a peanut allergy. I didn't have a graduation in 2020.
You don't have a peanut allergy.
Growing up, I did.
People with peanut allergies when they get their legs cut off. Oh, man.
Peanut.
Update 3. Ruby came home yesterday afternoon. We have no idea where she was for the night, and she isn't willing to tell us. My wife was able to come out of our room in the morning before Ruby got home and immediately tried to make amends to the kids for not listening to them sooner. I don't think that all of our children really understand why she hid away and why she didn't step in sooner to protect them. But for the most part, it seems like they have forgiven her. Emma and Felix are still very hesitant, but Opal just wants everything to get back to normal. We're going to have to keep an eye on Opal too growing up. She doesn't become a people pleaser.
Yeah.
It seems like my other 4 children still left at home have fallen into a divide over the issue at hand. Emma and Felix are still very mad at Ruby and have told my wife and I that they don't want to speak to her ever again. Bria and Opal have decided they don't want Ruby to live here until she could be kinder, but also have not completely written her off. Bria made her a moving out card, and Opal asked if she was allowed to write Ruby a message that I could send to her on Facebook. These sweet children.
I know, but do you think Ruby gives a rat's butt?
She will in due time.
Yeah, Riley's right. This is just like, she's just in...
Just it's
she's just in pain. She's lost right now. She is lost in life, and it's because of her father.
It's get her with kindness, you know? It's like
get her.
It's like, oh, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate.
Get her with
and
sticks.
They're still being nice to me. Why? They're being nice to me.
Flowers. Everyone, get flowers.
Flowers are just a kind of stick. Flowers are just really flimsy, pretty sticks.
Oh, man.
Nah.
Hi, Mom.
Hey.
Also, I found your video.
You did? Yes.
Do you want to watch it?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to see kids hit each other with backpacks.
Yes. Something to get the void away.
Oot da da da, oot nani ani.
This is what you're talking about?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The backpack
Yeah.
challenge.
This is the backpack challenge. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, some of these MFers be swinging that thing.
Oh.
Who?
Oh my
see
God. Oh my
that?
Lord. That
You
guy's
see that
masked
kid?
up.
Oh my gosh.
That she didn't even get hit.
Yeah,
Some
you know
swinging.
why we didn't do this? Because
Oh
we would
my-
all get
Oh my,
detention.
oh my God.
Did you see that? He had 2 hands on that. He
Kids are
railed
so
that back.
stupid.
This was a thing it looks like
I
this
would
was,
do that so fast.
this is a thing after I graduated high school. So that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
that's why I didn't know about it.
Oh,
But I mean, like, me and my cousin used to do this when we were like 10 or like 9. But we weren't using backpacks. We would just take pillows and we would jam the pillow down into the end of the pillowcase and then spin it around so it just turned into like a pillow flail. And we would just smack the ever-loving crap out of each other with it. And it was so fun.
Yeah, didn't do that.
CTE.
I think you guys were just really that bored in like the South and the Midwest.
I've never seen that happen. I've only seen it online. I've
Okay.
never seen it happen in real life.
I've never
We were just
witnessed
having hardcore pillow fights. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
it. No, I meant the
You know,
backpack stuff.
We didn't have access to rugs or
I was
alcohol.
like, how are you going to tell me that you didn't do dumb stuff with your friends when you were like 10 years old?
yeah, man. Come
Whacking each other with pillows.
on. Anyways,
No, we did stupider stuff. We did really stupid stuff.
Opie agrees that Opal can send Ruby a message on Facebook. The children all seem to be doing okay despite everything that's going on. While we sat down with Ruby, the 4 younger kids went to Emma and Opal's room. We let them pick out a movie on streaming platform to watch and made sure that they had some pizza, chips, and a pop for a little onesie movie night.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota spotted.
Michigan, perhaps?
Oh, also, yeah. I think those are like the 2 places they call it pop in the States. Maybe they do. I feel like in Washington they call it pop.
It's like mid-north area.
Yeah. They call
Montana,
it pop.
Like
yeah, it's
Central
like
North.
Minnesota, Michigan, Montana, all those
Illinois.
like northern
Ohio.
to the west.
Savannah does say pop, so.
Okay, Ohio, they would totally call it pop in Ohio.
Throughout the Midwest, So
Put it on you. Put it on you.
No.
You.
No.
Put it on you.
No, we don't call it pop in Missouri.
the POP, the Midwest, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, Iowa, the Pacific Northwest, Washington, Oregon,
I knew it.
and Canada.
I knew it, Washington. Those freaks up in the PNW.
We wanted to make sure they'd be busy for a while so they didn't have to hear whatever was going on. And we encouraged Opal and Emma to lock the door if they felt unsafe at any point. Simon, my wife, and I sat down with Ruby to explain our concerns and that we no longer felt that it was healthy for her to live with us at the time being. We all spoke in turns and just stopped speaking whenever she tried to interrupt. My wife went first to explain that she loved her very much, but the things that she was saying to the younger kids were wildly inappropriate and that she couldn't risk their safety. Simon then explained how he knew how difficult it was to live with their dad and that he wanted to help her. He offered for her to stay with him, and he outlined a few rules that he would have. He wants to let you all know that he feels like he has a stable support system and that he is willing to help his sister try to get a stable support system as well. But he thanks you all for your concerns. Ruby seemed to listen just fine to them. She did complain about a few things. When I spoke, she got very angry again and started screaming that I was the one to blame and that I stole her mom. Ruby also screamed at my wife that she was choosing a J with a G over her own daughter. Simon explained to us in private that their father constantly blamed their mother's lifestyle choices on why they weren't allowed to see her, saying that if she had married another man, it would have been different.
Which as a kid growing up in that house with your father, you go, oh, that must be mom's fault then, not my dad's fault, who's like, I hate them because they're different and you're not allowed to see them.
It pains me, but I understand her anger and why she's upset. If you ever get upset and you don't know what to do about it, please go to your favorite podcast platform, search up OK Storytime, and listen to stories like this to be happy. Someone that literally just had a heart attack is listening to us, and it made her day.
It's true.
So
we may have been the cause of it. We can't be certain.
Can't be certain yet, but we also made her smile.
So that kind of balances out the equation.
So I'm guessing since we got some homophobia here and the word pop, that they live in Michigan or Ohio.
Know.
Honestly, maybe Ohio.
I can try and investigate.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna.
We have a little bit left. Lots of things were said. The children had to put on a second movie after the first, but in the end, my wife did stand up for us and told Ruby that she loved her and felt very bad that she wasn't there to see her grow up. But she also told Ruby that her not being there was not her fault and that she would allow any of her children to disrespect the family like that, and she felt that it was time for Ruby to go. For now, my wife did tell her that if she received counseling and spent a significant time trying to build a relationship with everyone, that she would be welcomed back with open arms. We have a little bit left.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Smart. I love how everyone is creating a support system for Ruby.
Yes.
Keep it at arm's length. This is play-by-play. This is beautiful.
That was the exact framework I feel like should have been laid out.
It's doing it with kindness. Like I said, they're just like, keep doing it with kindness. It'll get to her.
Yeah, you don't just say, get out of here. Can't you tell nobody wants you here? Get out of here. You go, hey, what you've been doing is really unacceptable, and I get it, but you can't come back until you make changes.
That's smart.
And then once you make changes, you're in.
It feels like a form of rehab.
Emotional rehab. Thespian with an L rehab.
As of now, Simon helped Ruby pack up her belongings and brought them over to his apartment. Ruby refused to say anything to me the entire time, but did ask her mother if she could visit Simon and her at the apartment alone so that they could talk privately without me present. My wife told me yes, and I'm not sure how I feel about that being kept out of what was discussed, but I'm willing to sacrifice some peace and mind for my family to be able to heal.
It's peace of mind.
She said end.
I know. I'm talking directly to her.
For now, I think things are on the mend. I believe in a karma rule of threefold, which is to say that whatever you put out in the world comes back to you threefold. Love you all.
All right.
OP.
$300 out there.
There's so many funny things we could say about that.
That sounds like a person that drives a Subaru.
So if you pee outside, does that mean the next day you'll find 3 people peeing outside?
Or peeing on you.
Or yeah, does that
I'll be that one.
The outside you get peed on by 3 different creatures? Anyway, yeah.
That was weird.
Good job, everybody. Everyone did a good job in this story.
I'm putting
the kids.
Yeah.
Also, you can't really feel like you're being excluded from that conversation with her biological children about all of this stuff. You know, it just, yeah.
Very unfair, very foundationally disruptive childhood. But you're taking the steps to break that groundwork, break that foundation, and rebuild it and repave it.
Way not to give up. And I know it's like that.
Sometimes you have to give up.
Sometimes you do, and like you didn't have to. You didn't have to put in the work for Ruby. But you did.
Where's Pops, bro? Where's the dad? Where's the dad who's responsible for ruining Ruby?
Oh, he's off with the other wife.
It's
yeah.
Where's he? He needs to get an earful.
I don't think he does. I think the best part of life is just living your best life and not having him involved in any way, shape, or form.
Well, I mean, if you can get it to come from him being like, yeah, no, I really messed up by saying all that to you.
I don't think he will. That's the reason they're divorced. That's the reason why they're on different paths in lives. I don't think he will ever say those words or realize what he said because he's saying to his ex-wife.
He's probably not.
He caused a very great divide.
Where does a child learn to slur from their father?
He created a childhood Trojan horse. A child Trojan horse.
My sister's fiance is my ex, and I can't face his parents after our past.
That is so complicated.
Yeah, so this is a mess. Anyways, my younger sister's getting married next May, engaged just a few weeks ago. She's coincidentally been dating my high school ex, who I dated for 3 years between 18 to 20. I am now 27. It was long enough ago that we're all on friendly terms, and no one really finds it that strange anymore. By the way, this comes from Consistent Librarian 9. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley.
I'm Keon.
We're going to read this here story. We're going to say things that might shock you. If you've got things to say of your own, go ahead and put them in the comments. Because you can yell at your screen all you want, but we can't hear you.
Can't. You have to comment.
And OP says, my sis and her fiance still live in our hometown of not that many people. I've moved away since I turned 21. Whenever I come home, I basically only see my closest family and no one else. I don't have the best reputation with some of the older generations, and I'm fully aware of this. This is important.
Ooh, OP's a rebel.
OP's like, I don't ascribe to the traditions and values of previous generations. And they're like, get her! Throw her in the river! Make her tap dance!
Tap dancing is fun.
Was tap dancing? Why do I feel like tap dancing started as an oppressive thing? You know, it's like they made the Irish tap dance.
Or because you saw a lot of videos of people getting shot out at their feet and they had a tap dance.
Yeah, it's like, is that where that came from?
No, I don't think so.
They're just throwing knives at your feet.
Tori Lansdale tried to do that with Megan.
So, the issue I'm now facing is that I truly desperately do not want to see my sister's fiance's parents, who hated me when we were dating. We had split on terrible terms. My fault. I was in a bad place and cheated on him in college.
Ooh.
Oh! But even though he doesn't carry any kind of grudge anymore, everyone in town knows his family despises me.
Are you sure?
As they should.
Are you sure he doesn't carry that grudge anymore because he's dating, I don't know, your sister? Gotcha. He's like,
Is he going to cheat on your sister to get revenge at you?
That's a good point.
In my head, if he's dating the sister, it really does mean that he doesn't have a grudge. Because if you did, why on earth would you still be around her?
the world moves in a very interesting way.
Yeah. My sister recently called me about this very topic. She wanted to walk me through all the tricky pitfalls of interacting with his parents, since they still hate me and will probably say terrible things to me in public.
Goodness gracious.
She told me that his parents promised to be on good behavior, but that I shouldn't provoke them.
Oh, God.
It sounds like OP. You like to poke the bear.
Yeah. I don't know. She is warning her. She'd really like to poke the bear. Probably would have, hey, ask them this. Ask him that. Really get things stirred up.
Like, but yeah, I guarantee OP's like, but how far can, like, how much is too far? I don't know. Keep going.
But no matter how much I insisted that was a complete lie from them, my sister is still 100% blind to how psychotic and dishonest his parents could be. So I sat on it for a few days, thinking about all the crap they'll end up doing to me, and it just ate at me so much I couldn't sleep for 2 nights. I talked it through with friends and my boyfriend and eventually called my sister to tell her that I don't know what to do because I might not be able to go to her wedding if there's any chance I'll be publicly humiliated and verbally battered in front of hundreds.
Then they'll be just embarrassing themselves.
Yeah, bro, what are you talking about?
I think OP is a face the past.
You just have to be like, eesh, oops, yeah. But I'm not that person anymore. But yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the wedding. And then you just disengage. And then what? Who cares?
You're adults. You can go low contact.
OP was
You're
like,
27.
oh my gosh, you knew this day was coming.
You're 27. You're 27.
Everyone makes mistakes. That's not you anymore. Everyone has those days.
I just remembered a personal story. Oh, and yeah, okay.
Speaking of mistakes.
Well, I guess I shouldn't talk about that because I did technically commit a crime.
Don't talk about it.
Let's finish the story.
Yeah, hold on. It's still loading. I have to reset it fully.
I got a text from somebody's mom once, and it was like a high school drama text of blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, oh, that's embarrassing. I didn't feel anything other than, look at her go. I think I literally just responded with like a, okay.
Was she pretty high strung?
She was just on her, like, she was just being a high schooler, literally. She was just being a high school, which is what these parents would be doing. But you did cheat on their son. So they they deserve
Cheat
it.
on her
Hate you.
son?
Again, before one last thing is, why would your sister's fiance's parents focus on you when it's their son's wedding day? I think that's the last thing they want to do is just like, you know what? Yeah, let's focus on OP.
Yeah, that is true. Well, I gently raised this with my sister, but she lost it. She said if I miss her wedding, then I should just never call her again because she won't pick up. She thinks I should just suck it up and let his parents do whatever they want to me for her big day. I get where she's coming from, but I also feel like the cost is too high for the sake of my own mental sanity over the next year. Am I the a-hole? Yeah, no, yes, you're being childish and you're making it about you because like you said, it's like, are they really just going to make, it's time to make our son's wedding about his ex that cheated on him?
Also, you're just assuming.
Yeah. You're just like, they're obsessed with me and it's like, no, they'll probably just like be like, hello, and then ignore you.
Yep.
Truly. I think OP's overthinking this to the extreme. They're like, they're gonna put pig's blood on me and they're gonna embarrass me and the entire town they're gonna hate me. You don't live there anymore.
Yeah,
you left the town that already said that you're infamous for being you in. I don't know.
You gotta face consequences. And I mean, this isn't even that bad. It doesn't sound like they're coming for your throat.
Also, yeah, exactly. You cheated on him. You made this up. Yeah, you did this to yourself.
And OP said it's like, they don't know how psychotic and crazy the parents can be. It's like, well, maybe they get a little psychotic when you cheat on their son.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, maybe not really take any accountability for it at the time.
Oh no, the town rebel is going to be seen like a town rebel?
Anyway, yeah. By the way, you can be seen listening to full episodes with stories just like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio. Just search OK Storytime wherever you listen to podcasts and find us there and listen to us for months and months and months and months. There's a little bit more story here. Let's finish this story. You have some
I don't know. This is just really irking me because it's been 7 years, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
And you literally brought this problem up to your sister, and your sister said, "Yeah, it's clear. Just don't provoke them."
OP literally started the story
and
by
OP
being
went,
like,
"Oh no, I wanted to provoke him so bad."
They're like, yeah, this was like a different time. We're like different. This is like a different life. But also, I'm going to make my sister's wedding about how I'm going to be insulted by the parents of the man I cheated on. Anyway, to everyone asking why no one has told the parents to behave, the parents are telling my sister and her fiance that they won't say anything to me and will be perfectly sweet. But I know them well enough to know this is a complete and utter lie.
7 years.
OP, I need the Powerball and I need the lottery numbers. I need to know who's going to win the World Series next year.
Mm-hmm. Who's going to win the playoffs?
Who's going to be president in 2 years. I need to know. And I'm going to make the ultimate parlay. They're going to bring Joe Biden back again.
There we go. He still has another term.
It's just going to be Joe Biden and Trump forever. I told my sister I thought they would lie, but she has never seen their nasty side and totally believes them at their word. So now it makes me look like I'm bailing on her wedding for no reason at all, even though I know his parents won't resist talking down to me if they see me.
Dude, you suck.
Is there an update?
I want to check.
There is no update.
Suck.
The verdict is a-hole, and that is the end of that story.
I want to see the update. I want to see if you cut off your sister from past decisions. It's just at some point in your life, you're going to have to come face to face with the decisions you've made, and you got to choose. And it seems like you're cowarding away from it.
Well, she just thinks, she's like, well, my mind tells me that they're going to do this. But she hasn't learned that your mind is not a truth-telling machine. Your mind is a mind machine.
It does predict things from the past and tries to make a pattern of what could happen in the future. No update, but if you don't critically challenge yourself, you'll be stuck in thinking that behaviors and patterns show up regularly, and you don't embrace or you don't plan for sporadic things.
Yeah.
Little soapbox I stood on there.
No, update, but there was a thing where OP just said, his parents are telling both of them that they won't utter a peep to me, which is such an obvious lie. But my sister and her fiance will like believe them to, like,
and it's also like
they won't be provoked.
Who
It's a
cares?
trap. It's a trap.
Who cares if they peep to you at all? Just shut the hell up, swallow it, and go, yep, good to see you. I hope you enjoy the wedding, and move on with your freaking life, because you're not the main character. This is your sister's wedding, and you did cheat on that guy, so they deserve to be as nasty to you as they want. So honestly, shut the hell up, move on.
OP said,
I don't.
OP said, you don't know these people like I do. I know when they're making an obvious lie like this. Girl, you dated this guy for 3 years, and you cheated on their son.
Yeah, I think that's an aggressive take.
The last thing in their head is you.
Ashley says, OP thinks a lot of herself. They didn't think about you after 7 years, so get over yourself.
There is a comment.
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
What's the other comment?
There's a comment that just calls her out that you are the a-hole, and it has a lot of votes.
You're the a-hole, but there's nothing we can do to change this woman. I mean, she's gonna pick a decision, and that's what she's gonna live with. And it doesn't really sound like she's looking to thrive in life. It's just kind of being complacent and comfortable. And this is the comfortable choice. And her mind is telling her this is the most comfortable choice, is saying that they're the villains, they're the bad guys, and I don't have to do anything to combat that.
OP, you know what OP did? OP just ran away because she can't face the truth that she is a bad person and she did bad things. Yeah, you can change, but she doesn't want to go back and be like, those people know that I did bad things.
Well, it's just all ridiculous for me, because even OP is even like, I tried to gently tell my sister I won't go to her wedding if her literal in-laws talk to me. After and it's like
insane.
Yeah, if you don't go to my wedding over that, I just don't even talk to me. You're insane.
Yeah, super weird.
They're in your head. You're in your head. They're in your head. That's crazy. Yeah, it's been that long. You've moved on. You've moved away. You have a new life. You have a new boyfriend, new partner, whatever. And the fact that you're like, they're gonna be there. Those are my ops. Like, they hate me because I cheated on their son, and they can do terrible things to me because.
It's just time to move on.
They might say stuff to me that's mean.
And if you want to ruin your relationship with your sister over this, that is ultimately your choice.
Do it.
But guys, we got some comments before this episode freaking ends. That was a frustrating episode in so many ways. But we got some comments. Dakota.
Okay, these comments come from the video. My husband's best friend made AI explicit pics of me and his sister. Yikes. That was posted on May 29th. 2026. TLDR for the first story is OP found out her husband's childhood best friend had been making fake nudie AI videos of her using photos from her Instagram, and it wasn't just her. There were more than 20 images and videos of his own family and his girlfriend. There's also a twist that nobody saw coming, and if you're curious to know this full story, you can go watch the full video.
We have some comments from that lovely video and that lovely story. First comment here is from Jared TSM saying, the scariest thing about that story is that this is probably more common than we all think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And it's sad.
Computer. Another comment here by Macy Jude saying, corn addiction is crazy. Like, how you try to label it as a normal thing, that's all guys do, when it leads to more perverse levels like that. Dude literally looks at every woman in his life in that way.
Yep, it's really sad, and it's really damaging to be sexualizing every single woman you look at. It is not healthy.
Yeah, it can't be good for your noodle.
It's not good for your noodle, and if you do that for a couple of years, dude, you are frying your brain.
Another comment here by ADJW, or ADJ Windu 70, saying they should have taken that guy's phone and gave it to the police.
Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, give it to his mom.
Let her handle it.
And the last comment is very funny. Samantha Kaylee 5409 says, in a singing tune, Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama, pregnant mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't even, I don't even know what this is. This is something.
Something else. Straight from hell, bro.
Well, that's the end of those comments. And the end of this video.
Hey, don't leave yet. We have some bonus stories that we think you'll enjoy. So stick around because you're already here. So just keep the video going. Just keep it playing. All right. Come on.
My overbearing mother keeps invading my privacy, so I told her off. I think this might be EM, or maybe I'm just a crappy kid. 24 years old and a college student. I've worked in a bar for the last 2 years, and though it's a stable job, I still don't make enough to move out. I've had other high-paying jobs, but my area is just too expensive. But by the way, this comes from U-Acaria Sunshine 16 on the ROK Storytime subreddit. So, and due to having moved to this state with my parents immediately after graduating high school and growing up a military kid, constantly moving and struggling to ever keep contact with friends, I did make because of it. I had no friends in the area, and I could just move in with, and I have too much paranoia to live with strangers. I've just been living with my parents until I finished college, doing it online because my parents didn't want me having to live in a dorm and be away from them, which I should be graduating next year and then hopefully move in with the only person I've managed to be so close with by then. We just live in separate states right now, so it's taking time. Anyways, my parents have always been very weird when it comes to raising me and my older sister. There's a lot of instances, I have plenty of stories, but this one just annoys me most and causes me anxiety. My parents' house is big, but every room except the master bedroom is pretty small. My bedroom can only fit my bed, dresser, and TV stand comfortably, so my desk and computer and bookshelf. My ferret and his big cage are in the bedroom next to mine that's used as an office for me instead. I'm 24, so obviously I love having some privacy, especially since I spend most of my life being heavily monitored and coddled by my parents, specifically my mom because I was diagnosed with Asperger's at 4, plus a bunch of other things that keep adding up as I see doctors. My sister actually told me she was a bit relieved about how little they ever paid attention to her because they were so focused on me. I was coddled so much by my mother that I am only now learning things like cooking or doing laundry, which she still keeps me from doing because it has to be done this way, not this way. And so when I ask for help, she gets mad and tells me to figure it out myself.
You didn't teach her.
Anyways, rambling all this to say our mom still hovers and overwhelms me with how on top of me she is. But the worst of it is probably the fact that she will let herself into my bedroom or office whenever she wants, most of the time without an announcement. Reminder, I'm an adult. I'm also AFAB and again, an adult. Though my parents don't believe I do things like that because I'm their baby who never seemed interesting and acts disgusted, but I act that way to keep my dad from making jokes and comments about me. So besides existing, I also do adult things in my private time. Obviously, I'll lock the door, but does that stop her? Absolutely not. So even if I'm in my office playing video games, I'll keep one end of the headphones off at all times so I can listen out for her moving around nearby. I won't have anything to hide, but my anxiety will go through the roof. Besides that, because of my dad, I hate anyone coming up or sneaking up behind me without my knowing, and she insists on my computer facing the door so my back is to the door. So I lock my door to prevent people doing that. Like any human being, I also lock my door when I'm changing in my bedroom. And what does my mom do? She finds my door is locked, unlocks it, and lets herself in. There was this one time, for example, where I was in my bedroom in the middle of changing. I am literally completely topless, to the wind, when I didn't hear her approach my door. All I hear suddenly is a sound of my doorknob, the lock being switched from the outside, and the door being thrusted open. And what did I do? I body slammed the door shut and nearly hurt her doing it. I don't know what it is, but even if it's my mom who insisted on bathing me until I was nearly 14. So the thought of anyone seeing me in any state of undress, even if it's just my underwear, feels disgusting and makes me panicky. So I'm not joking when I say I was hyperventilating when I slammed into the door to shut it and was quickly trying to dress. While I'm doing that, my mom is shoving into the door, trying to force it open, yelling to let her in and that she wanted to tell me something.
Okay, well, wait. Or tell it
Like,
through the door.
Chill out. I told her no. She gave up getting in, mostly because I'm a fairly strong person despite never working out, unless you count picking up tables and kegs at work for fun exercise. LOL, I just like picking up heavy things to see if I can. When I finally let her in after changing, she's huffing and mad with me, demanding to know why I wouldn't let her in. I repeated, I was changing. And she said, so I'm your mother. I made that booty so I could look at it. I ignored that and said my door was locked and that she shouldn't just be letting herself in and unlocking my door. She responds with, I can do what I want. My house.
Ugh.
If I want in your room, then I'll come into your room. I can unlock your door if I want. What if there was an emergency? What if you were dying? What if I was dying?
Why are we doing all these what if-isms?
Because it's
You knocked at the door, OP said, I'm changing, and then there was no, I'm dying.
I'm gonna hit it again. This is classic Jewish mom guilt.
Yeah.
What if I'm dying? You're not gonna call your mom back? I might die. I said, I don't care. I'm an adult. This is my private space. You do not just let yourself in whenever you want. I don't disrespect you and let myself into your room and unlock your door. Don't do it to me. You just got mad and ran off, forgetting what she was going to tell me to do. There's an edit. Thank you for all the replies, giving advice and reassuring me. I will look into a door stopper. I just worry about her reaction since a few years ago, a bad experience with my dad and locked doors that left me sobbing and in a panic attack on the bathroom floor while he pounded the door until it nearly broke, calling me a lot of things. So I could have a lot of anxiety about my parents' reactions to being unable to get to me. I feel so bad.
Yeah, this is just not a great environment at all.
I'll definitely try to get a stopper when I get paid next. I'm making this edit to answer and add some things that I guess might need to be mentioned. I don't pay rent. They want me to, and we're going to have me start last year until my insurance skyrocketed, and so it's been harder for me to keep any money saved up. It may be some time before I can finally move out due to money and the situation with my best friend, but I've been planning to pursue my master's after I finish my bachelor's at a school less than an hour away that's close to my work and requires freshmen to live on campus. The original plan was getting an internship out of state for a month or so to get practice being more independent, but I didn't get accepted to my choices, so I'm relying on pursuing a master's. Good excuse for them to allow me to live away from them. I'm not a legal dependent. Back in 2018, a month before my 18th birthday and right after I graduated high school, my parents insisted we get me an attorney and open a case to make me their dependent. I didn't want to. I knew it meant I'd have to stay forever, that I'd be stuck at home. I said I didn't want to do that, but they insisted it was for my own good and to help me. When we met my attorney, they didn't allow me to get a word in for the first 30 minutes with him. He made them wait in the other room so he could be able to speak with me, and I told him I didn't want this. He asked me about me, lots of questions. Finally, when the hearing occurred, my mother broke down sobbing and telling everyone in the room that I needed it, that I was going to in a ditch somewhere, her exact words, that they just want to help me. The attempt to make me a dependent was denied, as my attorney found me perfectly capable and happily wanting to be independent and thought it unnecessary to make me into a dependent.
I wonder if it's like it's not dependent in the same way that maybe they're talking about dependent in terms of like, oh, this OP is not able to function by themselves. Like maybe it's something along those lines.
My sister and I used to speak of me living with her, but because of medical situation with my nephew and with other family situations going on, my uncle is living with her and my brother-in-law to help with the kids in the house. After it being so long, I'm not sure the full name and contact to my old therapist anymore, only a last name. I don't even know the address of her office, as my parents didn't allow me to learn to drive until I was 22. I may try to speak with our doctor about referrals, as I know the address at least. I'm just hoping I could find a day off or can find an in-person therapist, as I tried digital and was getting nowhere with the lack of privacy to speak with someone. My bank account is heavily monitored by my mother and she sees everything I do with it. I've been looking into opening a private account. I just worry about a new card coming in since she goes through all of our mail and I work often. Edit number 2. Sorry, another edit, but I forgot to add some things that I think I mentioned in the comments, but forgot to add since I was going into work. Warning, because I do mention wanting to end life. There have been many occasions when I'll get especially stressed from being busy with work and school and vent about it. My parents have insisted I just quit my job and focus on school, and they'll take care of me and my bills. I could just stay home and only do school. They stopped recently only because I told them to their faces that if I had to be home and did not work, I'd go crazy like that and end my life. Dramatic, yes, incredibly so, but it's true. And if you want to listen to full episodes with stories like this, just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Story Time. Some of the hardest times of my depression were when I was out of a job and trapped at home constantly. Turns out it's probably a mixture of depression and bipolar. We didn't find out I was bipolar until last year when I first spoke with our most recent doctor, and I did attempt but failed. Not that they noticed, just thought I was acting tired and told me to lay down. A somewhat minor thing, I think, but when I drive places, I have to let my mom know where I'm going, and if she says no, then I can't go. Same with trips. And she makes sure I'm going where I said by tracking me. The one time I turned it off, she called me freaking out. Yeah, not a good situation, especially since, your mental health is involved and it could tend to lead towards depression and extreme forms of that. And it seems that, the more, not only is it like your privacy and your different rights are being taken away by your parents, but that your mental health gets pretty bad when you're around them, and it just makes it worse. And it seems like OP is pretty capable and is like looking into these different options.
Absolutely.
It didn't say that they had something that they felt like they were
I think
able
they're
to.
working right now, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they have any like places that they could move into.
Yeah, it seemed like there was like several threads that they were like, I could go through there, but Like,
Yeah, nothing
Not really.
solid yet. But that is the end of that story. My father refused to accept me for who I am, so I told him I don't care anymore.
I don't care.
Don't freaking care.
You can't.
I am who I am, and you can't change that.
You can't stop Karen.
Sorry if this is all wonky and long, as I don't normally post, and I'm typing on my cell. So if you don't like long posts, just keep scrolling. We love long posts. This ain't for you. You were warned. Yeah. I, female 30, am the only biological child of my father, male 66, and he is married to his wife, female 50. She happens to also be the woman he cheated on my mother with when they were together forever ago. I live in the same state as my mom, female 55, and her husband and our blended family. By the way, this comes from Act Your Age, not your shoe size, on the OK Storytime subreddit. So I didn't really often speak to my father after he divorced my mom and left the state to marry his now wife. Honestly, his wife is nice to me, and I'm cordial with her. But my dad is a former Marine and self-proclaimed logicer. That's his words, not mine. He says he is a pragmatist and a pessimist because if he's 6, hey, it's not a disappointment, but a happy surprise. I can't go into all of my father's manipulation of me as a kid without this being a Tolkien book set of words, so suffice it to say, I am not like him at all. I am creative and fun-loving, enjoy things like theater and painting and whatever. He has told me more than once that my career choice of teaching art is a waste of those skills he taught me. Don't ask me what those skills are. My mom raised me my whole life as a single parent, and when they married for all of a year, he was away for work. And after the divorce, mom was alone for years before she met my dad, her husband. I can count on my hands the amount of one-on-one time I've had with my father growing up, and one hand is all the times we've either ended up at the hospital once his sugar ran low and he tunnel visioned while driving and rammed our car into a building, or the police station. He almost got arrested for getting aggressive with some stranger we accidentally bumped into on a walk in a city, and he was let off because the cop was a fellow Marine. Recently, in the past 5 years, he has said he wants to be in my life. He called me a lot, but I worked 50-hour weeks sometimes, and I was just busy. My own mother had barely heard from me, but he took offense. He left me 6 vulgar voicemails like, I'm your effing father and you don't ignore me.
Sounds like a Marine.
He then left me text messages throughout the week of the same sentiment. He then found my workplace office number and called there, which resulted in me having a very awkward conversation with HR and my then supervisor. When I finally spoke to him, I said he can't blow up my phone or call my job like that, and that I was busy between work, therapy, physical therapy. I was in an accident, which he didn't even want to discuss, and caring for my sick dog. He basically said the same about him being my father, and I better not dare ignore him again. Fast forward to 3 months ago in April when I came out as bi, and he called me to tell me what a disappointment I am and how disgusting it is that I chose to be a spicy desire for his fellow Marines by being a corn F-slur. That was when I told him I really don't want to speak to him about my queerness and kept my distance. We are friends on Facebook, and he started posting some really homophobic memes and the like about how queer people should be reprogrammed. Oh my God. Block him. So I deleted him from Facebook. His wife called me crying that this fighting is stressing her out and she loves me like her own and begged me to make up with him. So we had a virtual family game night with her son, my father, and myself. We played a version of Pictionary and he drew a picture of a stick figure in a straitjacket drooling and I didn't guess it. The phrase was Happy Pride.
I would walk out. I'm out.
Yeah, on
Trebuchet.
that, I'm
Like,
out.
oh, yeah,
Yeah,
this
no,
is what we were
I end the Zoom call.
Oh, yeah, it's a
They're
Zoom
on a
call.
Zoom. I end the Zoom call. And you're going straight in the trebuchet, buddy. I recently decided to get my next degree, and this came up in a FaceTime conversation with him and his wife. And they asked what in. I told them either child psychology or primary education, as I wanted to advance in my career. My father sighed heavily and said, well, I guess those who can't do, teach. It was then that I cried in front of him for the first time since I was a kid. I was proud of myself.
Yeah.
So effing proud that I managed to put my chaotic life together enough to be on track to get back in school. I got my PTSD in line, made a hard choice in leaving my job for a better paying one, started paying off my debts for my first degree, and finally landed in a place to go back to school. And he couldn't just say, that's nice, kid, or something nonchalant. I said I was tired and needed to go and hung up the call. His wife texted me an apology and said they are proud of my tenacity and hard work and can't wait to see what I'll do with my degree.
He did not say that.
He never said, I don't think he knows the word tenacity. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Last week, my father called and told me he's sick, like really sick. His kidney again. A few years back, he rekindled our relationship because of his kidney failure. Or he could have not made it, but fortunately his treatments and dialysis helped him until a kidney came. I did get tested and was a match, but I was at risk and couldn't do surgery.
I hope you would not give this man your
Don't
kidney.
give this man a kidney. Now he's going downhill again. He asked me if I plan to get married at all. I said, if it happens, it happens, but I am seeing someone right now and we are currently okay with just dating. He asked if it's a woman. I said no. He said he wants to be at my wedding and give me away, so I should ask my boyfriend to marry me. I was confused because firstly, he didn't ask if I wanted to marry the man. I would in a heartbeat. My boyfriend is amazing. And secondly, we may never marry. It's just not on the menu for at least a year or so. My father told me that while he was largely absent from my childhood, I'm still his little girl and he loves me with all his heart. I'm his legacy and dream and he needs to know the lineage can go on. I then broke to my father that I don't want kids right now and I might never want kids. He told me then that I would have kids to make me proud for once. He's my father.
He's actively weaponizing his pride and his
Also, I guarantee you he's going to weaponize his life.
He's my father. I love him, but I just snapped. I asked him how I haven't made him proud before. He listed things here and there, like when I wrecked a car at 25. He wasn't even there. And I told him about this. Or when I chose teaching over being in the military or police force or at least a lawyer.
Oh my God. This man is a literal walking meme of like a disapproving father.
Yeah, nothing will satisfy him unless if it's like his life.
He then went on about a 10-minute rant about my phase of liking women before I got with my boyfriend. I said that I'm still bi. I love my career and I love the person I become and I frankly no longer concern myself with if I make him proud. I am proud of me, mom and dad, and my siblings are too, and
Yes.
that's enough for me.
Hell yes.
I strive to make myself proud.
Yeah.
And if that's not enough for him, so be it.
Yup.
He asked if I'm really okay with him passing away, thinking I'm a disappointment. And I said, well, bottom line, without fluff, yeah, it is, because I'm happy. You should have been like, yeah, as long as you're good with you passing away with me thinking of you as a disappointment.
Got him. That would have been good.
That was, I would have worded it better.
No, it's good. I'm proud of OP for being like,
Stand up for yourself.
You know, I'm proud of myself. That takes a lot, especially
I don't need the
with this
approval
sticky
of you.
father relationship where he's actively weaponizing his pride of you. So you're doing good, OP.
Disgusting, man.
I'm proud of you.
His wife called me yesterday and it was a 2-hour talk. She started off hysterical, asking me why I would break his heart and spirit while he was so sick and facing life-threatening issues again. She called me cruel and said she was incredibly disappointed in me and said, I think of myself as my mother's daughter more than my father's daughter. I was crushed, but said something along the lines of, he doesn't accept me, and if he weren't my father, that'd be enough for me to never speak to him again. I don't want him to be sick, but he is. He doesn't want me to be queer, but I am. The difference is sickness can be treated or even cured. My queerness, not so much. She started sobbing and hung up. Look, I am aware that my father is a homosexual, and if you're a homosexual, don't bother. I am still gonna be me. But it hurt me so much that there is just nothing he finds good about me. Not a single thing. It hurts. It shouldn't, but it hurts. The nail for me was today, his birthday. I called to say happy birthday, and he told me to save it. And he knows I'm celebrating my mom. Her birthday is the day after his. Dang. And not him. And this is a pity call because I don't love him.
You're right.
Yeah. Bye. He said he wishes he had more children, so one of them wouldn't be so selfish and would just grant every father's wish to see his daughters married and to give her away before he passes away.
I so hope while he's alive that he marries a woman.
He's currently dating someone.
Well, she could marry the boyfriend and a woman. Oh, that would even add to it.
I've spoken to my dad, stepfather, about what he thinks about me not being married and the like. Neither is his bio daughter, my sister. And he just laughed and said, baby, if you're happy with your life and I pass away tomorrow, I pass away happy. Marrying your mother was the best choice I ever made, and I'm happy, but marriage ain't for everyone. Do you? That is your father.
As a healthy, loving father should say.
That is your father. The man who's calling you with slurs, not your dad. That is the man who added a sperm into the cocktail that is you. That's not your dad. He has been hateful, manipulative, and he sucks.
And also, just to acknowledge your deep longing for his approval and for his love. This is your biological father, and it makes so much sense that
you long for it, you crave it.
Yeah, that you're deeply longing for it, and that you've put up with so much. Not that you need to, but it makes sense. Your deep desire for that.
Absolutely. I clung to that all day, but I can't unhear my father crying. He texted me that if I hate him, to just say it so he can face his passing away knowing the truth, and that saying I don't care about him being proud of me was a low blow to a father and a betrayal.
That's the low blow. Not every single thing the father has said to OP.
Yeah, I don't want him to face his mortality, all this crappy medical treatment he needs to go through, the financial burden, the mental burden, the everything about this situation that's for him, and think I hate him. I do not hate my father. I've been through my therapy and let go of all that anger. Now all that's left is sadness and guilt. I don't regret holding my ground, but he seems really hurt by what I said. I'm too effing emotional to know for sure. Am I the a-hole? I'm sitting and waiting for my friends to meet me for karaoke night to ask them, but I figured I'd ask too.
In the meantime, no.
No, you're not no,
And
not an
in the
a-hole.
slightest.
I think it's just like, I think you need to go back to therapy. And there is an update. Sorry if this doesn't make sense. I have been crying and drinking, and it is what it is. I felt so bad that I called my father at bio and just cut him off before he started small talking. I told him that my stepfather, my dad, is my dad. He was there when I learned how to ride a bike. He was there when Trevor from 6th grade broke my little emo heart. He was the guy who came and got me when I got too wasted at a concert and needed a sober ride, even though I was an hour out. That's my dad. If I ever got married and did the traditional give away the bride, no shade to the folk who want that, I don't, it would be my dad. The same dad that hugged me as I cried for hours when my grandmother passed. Same guy who got tampons at the store when I had a teenage meltdown. That guy. My father just said, I understand, and nothing more when I said my whole piece. He just said, are you done? And I said I was. He hung up without a word. His wife texted me not long after telling me that if he passes,
Oh my God.
it's my fault because I broke his spirit and the picture of why he would fight for his life. She told me that after our call, he started to drink heavily and that this is also my fault. I've been up at my mom and stepfather's since I tried to enjoy the weekend with family, but it bothers me. I need to be clear. I don't want my father to pass. I do have good memories with him and no one deserves what he's going through, but I hate this blame game and I hate them for doing it. I may or may not have even spoiled my mother for her birthday and have been very obnoxious over social media about it, highlighting all she has done for me. I do not want my father to suffer and I do not want him to have regrets, but he's just not my dad. He's not a parent and I don't think we will ever get there. That ship has sailed. I just now sent a text and you can be the judge if I'm a horrible daughter or not, but at this point I don't think I am. And this is the text. Dad, words will never suffice. I love you fiercely. I always will. But as you know, you are my father, but not my dad. Fake name. Theo is my dad. I do not ascribe to the tradition to give the bride away, but if I did, Theo would give me away. I'm sorry. I know that might hurt, but I value him and all he has done. He didn't need to adopt me as his own, but he did, and my life is great. I love my family, my life, and I am happy when I think about the future. Isn't that what you want? For me to be happy? I ask because it's what I want for you. I don't want to go no contact. I don't want us to ever stop talking for so many reasons. I mean, sometimes you are right. I am like you. I'm left-handed, love jazz, am good at programming, and generally am the level-headed friend. But I'm also like my mom, kind-hearted, tenacious, outspoken. You don't own me just due to genetics. If you want to be in my life, I welcome that and you, but it has to be respectful on both ends. I will not tolerate anything else. If this works for you, awesome. But if not, understand that this means that we will never have a true relationship. I love you so much. I truly hope for you that you will be well and never in pain or discomfort, but those are my terms. By the way, you can listen to full episodes with stories just like that. If you go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app, just go to OK Storytime. And there is a little bit left.
That was so beautiful.
That was beautiful. That wasn't just like hate, that was just like here.
It was so beautiful. It was real and it was true. It wasn't easy, and it was you saying that you love him and also laying down the truth and sharing your own pride of yourself as you should. And also so beautifully done of you saying, if you want to be in my life, the door is here, but I need it to be respectful. If you were to come in, which is so compassionate, and I don't think it's people pleasing because they're saying like, hey, if you were to come in, I would need you to be a compassionate human being. And if not, that's on you. I think it was so well done and beautifully written, and I'm proud of you.
And I signed it. He saw my text, but I haven't heard back. I feel like even if he responded negatively, I would want a response. This waiting is the worst, so here I am on Reddit trying to spend time. LOL, what a life. And that is the end of that story. He's a big old green flag.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you, OP.
Yeah, I'm feeling really inspired, actually. That was so well
It was very
worded
lovely.
and, again, just true and with love.
True. Yeah, true facts. But that was the end of that episode.